Are we supposed to talk about Gemma there or what? Who's this her we're talking about? Or no, wait, are we talking about the weird talk-looking Serenica? Are we talking about her? We could have been talking about her. Yeah, I was referring to her. Which, by the way, I don't like the fact that she's supposed to be Serenica either.
You have come again, wanderers. And you have succeeded in your quest. Shadows no longer hang heavy over the land. Evil has been banished from Erdrea. But if this is so, why have you returned? What brings you here now, when all is as it should be at last?
We're here to listen to your very slow speaking, Serenica, aka Timekeeper. Because we did not have enough of our character talking slowly last time. We need more of it. Now, I could do this all along with the emblem in my hand. Now she's twinsies with Serena, who has the same outfit. Just that she looks a little bit more like Jade compared to Serena.
Art thou?
No, I just have his outfit, but I am not Erdwin. Why am I giving away the sword? What?
Thou wouldst have me return there?
I could apparently just transfer my luminary powers if I felt like it. Ah, sure, why not? I can transfer my powers to anyone that's related to the original luminary. It's not like you have to be born a luminary. No, it's just something you can pass along by just doing a handshake. Is she gonna travel back in time? Is she gonna mess up with the timeline like I did? She's gonna mess up with the timeline. Because all the actions are gonna be different now. Because of what she's gonna do. That's not how it's supposed to work, the time travel thing. That's not how it's supposed to work. I took the sword with me when I traveled through time. I did not leave it behind.
Thank you, Luminary.
I hope she finds him.
She just disappeared. Why can't I shake the feeling this has all happened before?
Yes, it has happened before. I traveled back in time, it changed the timeline, and now we just allowed Serenica to travel back in time, which means it's gonna be another time split. It's gonna be another timeline that exists now, altering the timeline we're at. Because she traveled back to where Erdwin was. And if she travels back to the point before Erdwin dies, then everything we've done is pointless. Because none of it would have happened. With the Dark One defeated in their journey at the end, Yuki and his companions return home. Then one day, everything changed because Serenica altered the past, which affected the future. I'm supposed to talk to my mom, and I'm just supposed to leave. What am I supposed to do? Leave, thank you. But to where? Please return to Cobblestone, take a look around. You kidding me? Supposed to look around? I'm gonna guess that they want me to go back to Cobblestone Tor. Because that's where our journey began, after all. Remember the first time we set off on your adventures? I was so worried I would stay up all night making you a charm to keep you safe. I feel like ages ago, doesn't it? And to think you ended up saving the world. We just thought you were off to Heliodor. We just saw you off to Heliodor. But even then, you are a big hero now. To me, you'll always be Yuki, and wherever you go, I'll always be waiting for you here in Cobblestone. Wait, can I just explore the game? Oh wait, I don't have any of my allies with me. I guess I'm supposed to head towards Heliodor? I do not have any of my allies with me. Yeah, there they are. There we go.
Well, look who it is.
It's so nice to see you again.
It feels like an age now since we defeated the Dark One, doesn't it?
To me, it feels like a few seconds ago, but sure, game.
Now, let's get down to business, shall we? We've been worried that your life might be lacking purpose now things have quietened down.
Do you remember the vision we saw some time ago? The one where Serenica and the Watchers sent Kalasmos up to his prison in the sky? Well, afterwards, Serenica took the Sword of Light back to its rightful resting place in the heart of Yggdrasil, didn't she?
Am I supposed to get rid of my sword?
So, we were thinking, what with the sword being such a symbol of Erdrea's newfound peace and everything, we should do as Serenica did. We should return it to the World Tree for safekeeping.
We know how attached to it you are, but we couldn't help thinking it would be safer with Yggdrasil. And besides, we wouldn't want you losing it, would we?
I wouldn't lose it, Veronica.
So
What are you
what do you
talking
say?
about?
Shall we take the Sword of Light back to where it belongs?
No.
Don't be like that. We can't have the most important weapon in the world rusting in a cowshed in Cobblestone, can we?
It ain't gonna rust, girl. It ain't gonna rust. I gotta maintain it and all that. Who do you think I am? Just someone that lets my sword lay around in a forgotten corner?
Come on, So what do you say?
Of course, illusion of choice. I have to
I'm
say
sure
yes.
we won't be gone for too long. But it's quite a way to Yggdrasil and back. Why don't you go and say your goodbye?
No. Yeah, I don't want to say goodbye to anyone else here. Let's just leave. I am forced to say goodbye to people. Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be forced to walk back and talk to people before I can freaking... You're off again, but you only just come back? Well, once a wanderer, also a wanderer, I suppose. Just be sure you come home safe and sound. You hear, you'll always be there waiting for you. Yeah. And to talk to... Right, that's the freaking direction to my house. I just want the game to be over with. I beat Kalasmos. We do not need to drag along the game much longer than this. Thus, let it be done with, game, please. So you're planning on heading off again, are you? But you only just come back after all that time? Guy, you never could still, could you? Well, at least there aren't many monsters around here anymore, but still, you need to be careful and make sure you come back in one piece. There, I've spoken to the people now. Now let me leave, game. Let me leave. So I could see whatever's gonna trigger an ending cutscene. I could move on to be done with this playthrough, please. I have. There, I'm ready. And just leave. I set out for Yggdrasil with Veronica and Serena. Do I manually have to walk all the way there? Thank goodness I don't have to. Why are they choosing to walk all the way up to Yggdrasil? They could just use the They could just use the well. Why did they chose to walk all the way up? No, I'm not gonna speedrun Dragon Quest. Nuh-uh, no way. Well, I guess I have to say goodbye to the sword for some reason, so let's do it. Say goodbye to the sword.
Coming here brings back a lot of memories, doesn't it? It's such a special place.
Yeah, I liked it when the Yggdrasil got destroyed by Mordegon.
At first there was nothing. Then came the light. That's how the books of legend begin. The world was a cold, desolate wasteland. And then light dawned. It was the gift of the World Tree. And it gave birth to Erdrea, our beautiful home. This is where it all began. This is the source from which the river of life flows. I think it's time, don't you? Time to return the Sword of Light to its rightful resting place.
I disagree, but I guess I'm not allowed to agree with returning the sword. Wouldn't it be funny if the tree rejected it? It went, nah, you've held on for so long, I don't want it anymore. Oh.
So you have come at last. Welcome, children of the light. I am the being your kind once called the Yggdragon. Yggdrasil and I are one and the same. Long, long ago, I did battle with Kalasmos. I was defeated. My radiance was extinguished. I had been the source of all light. Without me, the world grew dim. Until finally, darkness reigned entirely. But that was not the end. The Watchers, my erstwhile comrades in arms, came to my aid.
And then came the talks, of
The
course.
time that had been torn from me was set in motion once again. I shed my old form and took on a new one. That of Yggdrasil. And And I set about creating this world. How long have I waited for true heroes to appear and bring this story to an end? I could not defeat Kalasmos, nor could Erdwin before you. No, it fell to you to vanquish him once and for all. Luminary, you are the one, the savior of Erdrea. I hereby confer upon you the title of Erdrick, mightiest of heroes. Know this, Erdrick. There can be no day without night. One day, the darkness will surely rise again. None can say when, nor what form it might take. Perhaps I myself may even succumb to the night. But one thing we can know for certain. These things will never die. Love and courage. Even should the worst come to pass, and darkness consume my soul, a hero will surely arise to take the sword in hand once more.
Is that the game's way of saying that the true final boss is supposed to be Yggdragon?
And the echoes of that hero's valor shall ring through the ages.
Is that what the game did there? It just wanted to tease like, oh, by the way, the true final boss is supposed to be Yggdragon. You're supposed to fight the tree itself? Who's this stranger right here that stood there with that helmet? Oh wait, I have to mute this. Hold up. There we go. Just in case it does that. Wait, that was the hero of... Oh, you're saying the name Erdrick was the name of the first one. We know. Wait, so Erdrick is the name of the third Dragon Quest hero. But the one in the ending, the one with the helmet, that was the first Dragon Quest hero? Is that what you're saying, Raptor? What the f... Is that their way of saying that, Dragon Quest 11 is supposed to be a prequel to Dragon Quest 1? Surely not. Wait, the first three games go 3, 1, 2. Where does 11 fit in the timeline? Also, I do like this though, seeing like how the games looked like way back when. This I'm enjoying though. So it's before 3.11. Okay, so they decided to go the Star Wars route, the timeline. Okay. Fair enough, I guess, Dragon Quest. That means whenever they do a Dragon Quest 12, it must continue off of one of the older Dragon Quest games or something like that. But yeah, now I can give my proper review of the third act, because I gave my review of the Act 1 and Act 2 when I first beat Act 2. Now I can give the review of Act 3. And I will say this. Anyone playing Dragon Quest XI, my honest opinion, don't bother with Act 3. The game is perfectly fine and it's a perfectly good story just playing Act 1 and Act 2. Playing the post game is not needed. I do not recommend playing the post game. Because from my experience with the post game, no. Story, not good. Pacing, not good. Side quests, not fun. Extra content like the Wheel of Harma, fun at first, became terrible later. Dresden Labyrinth, the first boss fights in each of the trials, fine. The second fights, it worked fine in the first trial, then became complete garbage in the second trial, the second boss. I can't speak for the 2D sections. I have not played any of the 2D sections of Dragon Quest, so I cannot speak for that. But I can say Act 3, not enjoyable, not fun. So my review on Dragon Quest XI still stands when I said the first time at the credits that I thought it was what was that? I think I said like a 7 or a 6 out of 10. I think I said something like that for Dragon Quest. Act 3 though, it gets a 1 out of 10. It's this is what I give to Act 3. 1 out of 10. But yeah, I will still do the 2D section on my own time. Not gonna do it in a channel, just in case. Because Raptor's been saying that apparently they have stopped with the copyright claims on 2D, but to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna do the 2D sections on my own. Just play that on for myself. But yeah, I'll have to suffer through it on my own. But yeah, I might still play other Dragon Quest games. So don't think like I'm not gonna give any other Dragon Quest games a try. I might do that because, as I said, I enjoyed the main story enough of Dragon Quest XI to give other Dragon Quest games a try. But based on my experience from Dragon Quest XI, any other Dragon Quest game I do end up playing, I will only do main story. I will not tackle any post-game content on the channel of any Dragon Quest game if I play anymore. Any future Dragon Quest games, only main story, no post-game stuff. Because if 11th game in entry has such BS post-game, then I do not have high hopes that the previous games did the post game better. That's my reasoning. Because if the latest entry in Dragon Quest had a bad post game, why would the earlier games have a better one? It just wouldn't make sense if they went backwards with the post game. But yeah, I'm finally done with this game. I've played it for way longer than I expected. Because I started this playthrough like early January, and I beat it now, and it is May 11th? No, May 9th. There we go. May 9th. I started it like January 5th or 6th or something like that. So I played this game for 5 freaking months. Took me 5 months to finally be done with this game. But at least now I also know. Like 2 minutes until 2 hours? Hmm. You know, I should still have some time to do more Sonic Heroes. Like 2 hours should be good to make some good progress in one of the paths, by the way. So I think I will still do that. Well, I'm sorry, YouTube, for hearing what my plans will be for the stream. Like, sorry about that. Just, trying to pass time as the end credits is passing, and since I muted music, I can't very well be quiet, because you won't hear anything. But way to go! She reunited with her love, Serenica. And why does her hair suddenly look purple when she's a brunette? Yay for them! They found love. And they both are luminaries now. But the... So that carried over, that I gave my luminary powers to her. Sure, why not, I suppose. Oh, is it time for unmuting? I think it's time for unmuting. There we go, now I can hear the game again. Here's its dialogue. Why is there a green book with the luminary sign? What? Why were there 2 of them?
Cooey. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, my darling. It's time to get up. Today's a very important day.
Ah, that didn't make sense. Well, the book was mine and the other one was Erdwin's. Alright. Echoes of an elusive age. Beaten. Alright. That finally puts the playthrough done in the books. So... Oh, it was apparently the opening scene for Dragon Quest III. That's interesting. I think it probably would be best if I save the game, here, I think, and I can continue from there to do, or I'll just save a different save file just in case. There, first slot. Took me in total 116 hours to beat the game. Alright, just gonna click so that I can have this as the ending one. So, don't go anywhere, chat in Twitch. I'm just gonna have my YouTube outro now. So, those seeing this on YouTube, I appreciate any support you give to my channel, either by leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, and all that. And if you want to see any of my future playthroughs live, you can find my Twitch channel in the description below. Till then, farewell.